All right, good morning. Here we are out at the View in Crestview, Florida. It is Friday, the 30th of May, and I'm going to try and throw another round out here, maybe film it a little bit better, and walk the new layout. From what I understand, the baskets are moved, the course has been cleaned up a bunch. Let's go check it out. So we're stepping off the tee pad, and from what I heard, the basket is in a new location, which is right back here in the wood line. So looks like the line is going to be a big lazy hyzer maybe. The hole has definitely gotten longer. The old location was just off over here. And so now just got to get up into this little cut. What a cool location. I like this. All right, there we are. There's the green. Obviously, we're going to throw right up into here. Nice little open gap. Very cool shot. Let's go try it. So it doesn't just have to be a hyzer, it looks like. There's a line to the left here. If you just threw something maybe buzzish, something just go really, really straight, gently die at the end, uh, you could do both. The hyzer might be adding too much distance. And I think I took all the buzzes out of my bag, so we're going to just stick with the original thought of the strider. And I think I will shoot the close gap and hope it doesn't die hard left. Put a little bit of Annie on my body here. First throw out of the truck, let's see what happens. That's really, really a lot better than I thought I was going to do. All right, let's go see where we landed. Looks like circle 2, 3 maybe. So we can see that I landed in a really good location. Obviously, throwing it further up in there, there's wildlife all over this park, rabbits everywhere. Obviously, if I could have slid it up in there a little better, I'd have a better shot, but I'm all right with this, really. Not a bad shot. So let's go to a, what do we call these? Approach discs. This is my A5. It's probably a little bit too overstable for this shot, but we'll just do it anyways. I'm gonna try and get up and turn through this little gap here. Threw it way too hard, but definitely have a solid putt. Let's go in for the putt. That's why I want to leave it closer. Just the way it goes. Missing a 8-foot putt. There was no reason for me to miss that putt. I guess I just didn't take my time at it. I really should have made that putt, no problem. Go in for a little bit of punishment, right? All right, there we go. So the new pin position is awesome. Way better. So hole 2, you turn and walk right through over here. All right, so we're here at hole 2. Hole 2 is a pretty fun shot. Kind of a narrow alley, right? So we got a bunch of up and down. We're going downhill here. Do some washouts. Back uphill, back down a little, back uphill, and you can see the basket right back there in the corner. Here's our basket location. I'm gonna go back with a strider again because it's got such a gentle turn. Gentle fade, what is it, fade? Yes. It's got such a gentle fade. Try and throw to the right of that pine tree. I kind of struggle on this hole. We'll see what happens. Pay attention. Looks like a great shot. Looks like a really, really good shot. I was able to get the disc as far over to the wood line as possible, which you want, well, which I want, without it hitting any limbs, which is usually what happens. So let's go find that disc, see how we did. All right, so here's where our first shot landed. It's a really great throw. I couldn't ask for it to get through that gap any better. Let's just try and make this here putt. Get off your back foot, right? I needed that after that hole one bogey, right? What is that, 25-foot putt? Maybe 20? Yep, so back to even. What a great course. I really love this place. And the alley here for hole 2 is so narrow for me that it's pretty critical shot. All right, let's move on to hole 3, which to get to hole 3, we just turn and run down this path. We're gonna shoot the short tees. So here we are on the tee box for hole 3. Got our hole 3 sign here, 264. And if you look real carefully, I'm not gonna walk this one because you can see the basket just sitting right here on top of the hill. We'll break out the feedback. Somehow, every time I throw this shot, I end up in that little clump of bushes. All right, so I know I got to get around this pine tree. Just set it right up there by the basket. Throw our little approach. You know, A5. Give it a little bit, but not too much. That was not the play. That was not the play. Usually I can get right over those limbs. This time I caught them all. Here we go. Look at us. Posted up in a tree. That's great. Well, let's just try and get it up there. This elevation is no joke for Florida. All right, so there's another bogey. Back to +1. All right, here we are at hole 4. Just got to get it down this gap right here and around the corner. It's not very long. It's a gentle shot. Very easy to overthrow. Last time I was here, I took a bunch off and underthrew it. So let's see if we can find something right in the middle. Let's just go putter. It's 250 feet, but it's downhill, so it plays really short. We'll just go putter, throw it towards that pine tree, and hope that it comes back like it should, right? Give it a little bit of a bid. That was definitely not the shot. Let's try the PMS real quick and see if it'll turn a little more. That's the shot. It's really not a whole lot better. Let's go find them. All right, so the second shot was definitely the better shot. That's the PMS right here. It's 25, 30 feet from the pin. And I still haven't found the putter. Okay, the putter is solid 50 feet. Yeah, so this just laid down flat, didn't have any turn in it. They went around this tree right here. It's okay. Try and get it up there. Actually give it a bid. No dice. Somebody forgot their dog. I'm not sure what that's all about. All right, you know, if you keep your dog on a leash, you don't end up leaving it at the park. So obviously the PMS shot was the one. So need to put that in the memory bank for what to do here. Not such a straight disc. It does need to round a corner. Got another rabbit hanging out. All right, let's move to hole 5. That was fun. All right, hole 5. It's a pretty straight shot. What are we calling this? 264. Get a look at the sign. Here's our sign, 264. I have previously thrown a putter here. Let's go back to the sign and show a major problem with disc golfers. If you can pack it in, guys, you can pack it out. It's not that difficult. All right, so our pin, we're not gonna walk it because our pin is right here. Somewhere right there, just to the left of that tree. Normally I throw a putter here and just kind of slide it up in there, but the putter's been coming up a grunt short. So let's go back to the old trusty Strider that throws a lot like a buzz, but there's really no room. There's no room to push this off to the right and let it just hyzer in. So we've got to be really careful here. There's a tree right in the way. I think what I'll do is try and throw a little Annie on it. See if I can get through the 2 trees. So I got through the 2 trees, which it seems to happen every time. Looks like I landed about 10 feet from the pin. Let's go ahead and show basically this flight of getting through the trees. I swear it happens every time, and I'm not doing it on purpose. I couldn't do it on purpose if I wanted to. But the disc flies right through here. I put that little bit of Annie on it so it pushed the disc to the right. And you can see these 2 pines are almost dead in line with each other. What happens is the disc flies to this side, and then it loses its spin, right? And it looks like it just fades right down to here. This should be a putt. So much for getting that stroke back, huh? That's okay. Another par. We're 1 up right now. We picked up our 1 stroke on hole 3, right? So we got to figure out how to get that back before I get too deep into this course. I really should have got it back right here. That was a waste of a really nice drive. It went right where I needed it to go. So this is early morning in Florida, probably everywhere. Everything is soaking wet. It's just now 7 o'clock, 7:05. And everything's wet, so every time you pick up your disc, it's disgusting. And here's the hole 6 tee pad. Now I'm playing from the shorts. This is quite literally a short tee pad. The basket is down in this little cut. So our basket is right down here. Should be able to see it from here. I found a new way to throw this for me. It works out pretty decent. Throw a little backhand that doesn't go very far with the old MX1 because it doesn't go very far. Right between this set of trees and hope we get enough to die. Nope, bad throw. Terrible throw. Let's try another one with the old feedback. That was just a bad throw. I'm not doing either one of them right. This needs to go way up. There we go. That's not going to have the distance I need, but that was the right up shot. All right, let's go. I don't think I took a picture of this, so here we are. That's hole 6 I just threw. All right, I think they moved the basket from a different, I think the location used to be right here. Yeah, it looks like it was right there maybe. And now it's back in that little corner. Just go for a little approach, straight to it. I'll take it. So I left myself a solid, what, 100 feet short? I was kind of playing like it was still down over here. In my mind, it was the same distance, even though I saw where the basket was. All right, it's definitely a different pin location. I did find the original pin location. And in for par. It's still a easy shot if you understand that you know you've got to throw it 75 feet further than you used to. And I was used to that real light glide, and I didn't pay enough attention. That's all on me. What a cool pin location. I love it tucked back here. You know, if you throw it too hard, you're going to end up deep in the brush. Really cool. All right, so here's hole 7, 249 feet. Okay, go back to the old trusty. We know it's a gentle hyzer. All right, straight up towards the pine tree and just let it die in, right towards the basket. That arm needs to just come down a little bit. That's not good. Not good. Falling off the pad, probably a bad idea. Let's go find it. All right, so I left myself in a really bad spot. Told you the land here falls off really far. Now for me to get to this disc, I've got to go in behind it, drop way down into here. Not too terrible. There's a shot out. So we'll put down the approach disc and just try and make the shot. Here I am. That's okay. Landed about 2 foot from the basket or so. Coming up out of this hole. It really drops off right there, probably 30 feet. So I'm glad it didn't come through here and just slide down. That would have been problematic for getting my stuff back. All right, so yeah, we're under the basket for a par. What hole was that? So that's hole 7 for a par. Strider stayed pretty dry. Move these around. All right, so we're gonna move on to hole 8. That was fun. This is always a fun shot. This course is great. All right, it is definitely getting hot already. My glasses are constantly fogged up. Let's see how hot it is out here. Guess it's not that hot. It says 70 degrees. Golly, there's no way. There's no way it's 70 degrees out here. I'm sweating my face off. Okay, so we're at hole 8, 294. Basically, throw hard, not hard, throw along the left-hand side of these trees with something that's going to late turn hard. So I throw my old champion rock. I don't know how old this is, but I've had it a long time since I quit and came back. It's probably the only one left. Fell off the tee pad again. I have no idea where that went. All right, so it didn't land in a bad spot. It got through. Really what you want to do is get all the way across. I can work with this, I guess. Quite a few of these little spindly trees in my way, a very narrow gap. I think it's a little flexy shot towards that pine and let it come back. That was the right shot. It's under the basket. Take a walk across the bridge. May as well leave the cart here. Be coming right back. Hole 8's really cool. I like that they designed it this way across this little bridge and back into this little glade. So we'll just pick up and tap in. There's a putt you can't miss, huh? All right. Hole 9, 228. This one just has, it's got a little Mando. Kind of need to throw it up in the air and have it turn. This is where I like to throw my uplink. I have a couple other discs I think that'll do this shot, but I know the uplink will. Let's get up there and throw the uplink. It is hot. Try not to fall off the tee pad this time, right? Right towards the left Mando sign. Directly towards. Should have had some more height on it. Not near enough height. With the right height, I think that would have been perfect. There's our hole 9 sign. All right, same shot. That's that last hole, but a little straighter. This might be something I need to, yep, we're gonna throw a little backhand. Little flick, whatever you want to call it. I definitely needed to kick off that tree. All right, let's go. All right, we got us a little short, 8-foot putt. Put the uplink away.